security. And I'd say we're in a race to reindustrialize America, to win the AI race, and to lower energy costs for the American people. That requires us to build the most affordable, reliable, and secure energy system for the American people. And we will do that under the leadership of President Trump, Secretary Wright, Secretary Hegseth, and through events like this with our strong partnerships with our colleagues in the interagency and the private sector. So thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Alex. And our last speaker before we take a few questions is Nick Anderson, the Acting Director of CISA. Nick.
Thank you, Secretary Driscoll, and thank you to the Army, our partners here at Fort Bragg, and everyone who participated in this year's Defense Critical Infrastructure Summit. I'm Nick Anderson, and I serve the Acting Director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency at the Department of Homeland Security. It is your nation's civilian cyber defense agency and the National Coordinator for Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience. What we saw today was really resilience in action. This is leaders from across our nation's military, from our government at all levels, from our private sector partners, coming together to solve common challenges before they become crises. That collaboration is really what strengthens our national preparedness. That's why this summit matters. It's building the relationships and the coordination and these priority areas that matter to identify the gaps and build the trust that is necessary to respond when it matters most. This comes at an important moment for CISA. Earlier this month, we launched a series of new initiatives, one of which is CI Fortify, or Critical Infrastructure Fortify Initiative. It's an important nationwide effort to bolster the resilience of the isolation and recovery capabilities of our nation's critical infrastructure providers to make sure that we can continue to provide essential services that are essential during times of cyber duress, minimizing impact and accelerating recovery from significant cyber attacks. At its core, this reflects a simple reality that resilience can't be achieved by any one organization acting alone. It requires a sustained partnership from across government and industry working together. In that same spirit, we've also established a Homeland Defense Working Group to be able to unify our U.S. government efforts to ensure prioritized critical infrastructure entities can continue to deliver those essential services during that time of crisis and during these periods of heightened cyber risk that we find ourselves operating within every day. Through this effort, we're aligning the federal outreach to critical infrastructure owner-operators to reduce the duplication and to ensure we have that unity of effort that helps to remove barriers to entry and ease burden when it comes to collaboration between federal, state, local, tribal, territorial, and our private sector partners. As part of these efforts, we'll be offering targeted assessments for critical infrastructure entities to identify these barriers to isolation and recovery and to support them in developing and exercising these capabilities, and fully recognizing that our state and local partners are really the ones on the front lines here protecting these essential services. We continue to invest heavily in supporting the cyber and physical resilience through a suite of services designed to strengthen our defenses and enhance our ability to prepare and recover from disruption, as well as providing regional teams with aligned expertise to be able to build relationships in local communities where they matter most, to provide that hands-on, localized experience in vulnerability assessments to incident response coordination. The takeaway for me from this summit is clear. Resilience is a shared mission, and at CISA, we remain committed to working side by side with partners across every level of government and the private sector to strengthen the security and resilience of our nation's critical infrastructure. I'd like to thank you again, Secretary Driscoll, for your leadership in this matter, and thank you to all of our partners for a successful summit today.
Well, thank you, Nick, for attending and for your partnership. I think we'll have time for about a couple questions. We have one submitted, and then we should have one time to take one from those present here. First is from Jay Price with NPR Radio. It looks like he has two-part question. I'll read them out loud. When you look at the various areas in which you want to improve installation security, how do you list those in terms of current priority? In short, what are you most concerned about? The second part is, how can you explain a little bit about why you